Pastor John, thank you for joining the show, man. I really appreciate it.
It's an honor to be with you in person. Now, we've done this, virtually several times, right? Coming on your show, you've been so generous and kind to me. But you told me, you said, you know what, Pastor John, if you come to town and you want to join my show, just let me know and I'll get you on.
Yep.
Man, I didn't know if it would happen, but listen, I landed and I said to myself, I have some time. And so I muscled through traffic in Nashville to get here to be on the Chris Hand Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN, baby.
Let's
Make
go.
some noise and let's celebrate this guy right here. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's heard all around the land. He's dominating this demographic here, and it's a joy for me to be on with you.
Well, man, I appreciate the kind words. I love what you're doing. And I think that one of the things that is not talked about when we see your videos, because we'll see you go into the school board meeting, we'll see you read the books that they don't want you to read, we'll see them shut you down because you're being too vulgar. But there's a lot of work that goes in on the back end.
Too vulgar.
to get you, right? Isn't it insane? There's a lot of work that goes in on the back end to get you into these school board meetings that a lot of people don't understand.
Right.
How much work is it to go and be a guest and speak at one of these school board meetings?
It's a lot of work. I won't share all of my secrets on air. However, it's a lot of fact-finding, to be resolute in your conversation. You really want to know what's going on. And so for me, it's kind of unique because I'm now, I've been deputized as the foremost voice speaking out at school board meetings nationally.
Yep.
I've now spoken in, this will make 17 states, Virginia, North Carolina, New Jersey, Nevada, Florida, Texas, Colorado, California, Idaho, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Missouri, New Mexico, Maryland, and now Tennessee. And so after you've done that many times, you really have to do your homework to know what's going on. So you have to consult with boots on the ground, Oftentimes I hear from school board leaders and superintendents and teachers and parents and concerned pastors and constituents in the area who want me to come. We have meetings. We discuss the information that's going on. I pray over the information and the content and as God gives me the direction of what to speak about and how to focus on the issues at hand. You only get 3 minutes to speak. Sometimes you get 2 minutes. I went to New Mexico a couple weeks ago. They gave me 1 minute to speak. I flew over 2,000 miles just to speak for 1 minute. So you have to be on your A game and be prepared at all times.
How do you get yourself prepared for these school board meetings? Like, are you preparing your remarks? Do you have them written down? Or are you kind of going in there and you're just letting the Lord talk through you?
Great question. Oftentimes it's allowing the Lord to talk through me. You learn so much from the sit-down conversations that we have that are virtual and in person. And then from there, I just ask God to just download a plan. Tell me what to say, and tell me how to say it. I've learned to do it that way so that I'm not forcing a message and that God is the conduit, and I'm the conduit that God is using to speak through. And so, but you have to be steeped on the facts, And so one of the things that I'm seeing that comes up oftentimes in these school board meetings is that I'll hear something that triggers me. In case in point, I went to Temecula, California to speak at a school board meeting there, and they were trying to equate, the plight of the LGBTQIA plus community with the plight of Black Americans in the U.S. Pretty much saying that the same struggle that Blacks went through, i.e. slavery and the Jim Crow era, is the same thing that the LGBTQ agenda is going through and individuals who are going through. So that really opened up my eyes, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and so I began to address that issue.
Do you find that offensive when they say that the LGBTQ movement is the new civil rights movement?
Yes, I do, and I think that a lot of blame should be placed at the feet of groups like the NAACP, who was once in the red, but they had to find a creative way to get in the black, and so they sold the true civil rights movement down the river, and they took on the LGBTQIA plus agenda. And so now they're not about the advancement of colored people. It's about the advancement of queer people. And so they put that first because that's what pays the bills. And yes, but it is offensive because I didn't choose to be a black man, nor did you choose to be white. But you choose to be lesbian, to be gay, to be bisexual, to be trans, and you're not born that way. Is this microphone working? Can they hear me out here in Radio Land?
I think they can.
Let me say this again. You are not born that way. God is a divine architect, right? Within all mankind, he places a God-shaped vacuum. He doesn't want to doom us to hell and condemn us. He wants to love us to repentance. And so why would he make you that way and then judge you at the same time for that sin, which God calls abominable? Why would he do that? God doesn't work like that. That's the heart of man. That's not the heart of God.
I love it. What are you planning to do tonight? Where are you going to be? What's your game plan?
I'm going to the Murfreesboro City Schools to speak at a school board meeting there. I have about 3 minutes to speak. We're going to touch on issues germane to their budget. You know, there's a lot of funding that's being spent in that district. And so I want to have some conversations about that, okay? What else are we spending money on? There's a parental rights issue that's taking place nationally, and it has to deal with the libraries. There are people who think that in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, that children should learn about all kinds of sex acts and, you know, the novel 72 Genders and Counting in the public school system. The Bible says in Genesis 1:27 that God created us male and female. Verse 28 says, and he blessed them. In other words, he blessed the male-female construct. Anything else is cursed. The construct of two men coming together, that is a cursed construct. God did not bless that. Two women coming together, that's a cursed construct. God did not bless that. He blessed according to his word, right? If we're going to trust absolute truth, we must trust God's word. And he blessed the marriage union, the construct of the male and the female. However, today we have 72 different genders. I'm going to talk about a book at this school board meeting entitled, It Feels Good to Be Yourself, right?
Okay. And this looks like a children's book.
It's a children's book, ages 4 through 8. I mean, let's just stop there. Let's pause, right? Why are you talking about gender identity to a 4-year-old?
Honestly.
I mean, come on.
You got young kids? I got young kids.
Yes, I have 3, 15, 14, and 7.
I got 2, 5, 7, and 10.
Listen, brother. I mean, a 4-year-old. So that means that your children could have access to this book on day one.
At the Murfreesboro City Schools.
At the Murfreesboro City Schools. And the author is demonic. I mean, like full stop demonic. Written by Theresa Thorne and illustrated by Noah Grigny. Now, when you open up the book and you look in the jacket of the book, this is what it says. I'm gonna show you how deceptive Satan is. It says, some people are boys. That's true. Some people are girls. That's truth. Some people are both. Now, hold up, wait a minute.
This is suggested for 4 to 8-year-olds, and it's in Murfreesboro City Schools.
That's exactly right. It says some people are both. Okay, this is where the trickery comes in. Some people are both, neither, or somewhere in between. Chris, what is that? What is somewhere in between?
I don't know.
I mean, what does that mean? And so you're telling children, yes, you can be a boy, you can be a girl, you can be both, you can be neither, you can be somewhere in between. I mean, that is corrupt. And I don't know about you. I don't know about you, the listeners that are tuning in, but there should be something that rises up in you that gives you righteous indignation when you hear this stuff. If you're not moved by what I'm telling you right now, you have a soul issue.
You didn't even make it into the book.
No, I'm not even.
You made it into you're on the jacket.
I'm in the jacket. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
You know, I'm only in the jacket. So here it says, this sweet, all right, straightforward, exploration of gender identity will give children a fuller understanding of themselves and others with child-friendly language and vibrant art. It feels good to be yourself, provides young readers and parents alike with the vocabulary to discuss this important topic with sensitivity. All right,
This is for 4 to 8-year-olds.
4 to 8-year-olds.
I feel like I have to keep stressing that because it's mind-blowing.
No, it is. Indeed, man. And so it starts off, it says, this is Ruthie. She's a transgender girl. Now let's go back to the jacket. The jacket says, this sweet, straightforward exploration of gender identity will give children a fuller understanding of themselves and others with child-friendly language. Why in the world are they saying that transgender is a child-friendly term?
Honestly,
it's not.
It shouldn't be.
It's not.
They're trying to make it.
They are. You know, they're redefining terms, and I guess what is also child-friendly. It says she's a transgender girl. That means when she was born, everyone thought she was a boy until she grew a little older, old enough to tell everyone that she's actually a girl. All right? Girl is Ruthie's gender identity.
For 4 to 8-year-olds.
4 to 8-year-olds.
In Murfreesboro City Schools.
In Murfreesboro City Schools. We're still in what is called the Bible Belt. We're in Tennessee. We're in a red state. I think we are, right?
Do you think that these people in these positions of power are making a more dedicated attack in these states in the Bible Belt because they want to indoctrinate the kids before the parents can get to them?
Yes, I do. You know, parents take their kids to school. They drop them off for a total of about 105,000 hours, you know, from K through 12. And oftentimes, parents don't engage beyond saying, hey, did you get your homework done?
Yep.
Or, hey, when is the play? There are no questions about, okay, what did you do in first period? Oh, it was a good day. We had fun. See, when my son or daughter gives me that response, oh no, we're gonna be here for a while, baby. I'm slowing all the way down. So when I dropped you off at school and you walked in, no, you ran. I tell you to stop running anyway. When you ran into school, what happened when you walked into the building? I want to hear it all. That's when I slow down. You know what I mean? I pick apart every juncture of the day because I don't want to know what's going on. But I also want to know who the guidance counselor is, right? You want to know that because oftentimes these agendas are being pushed through these counselors, right? These wicked psychologists and individuals who have been given the right to mediate and to deal with issues that children may have throughout the course of the day. These are the people that are speaking into their ear. You want to know what the guidance counselor thinks.
Yeah.
You want to go in there and just don't say anything, just look. Yeah. And see if you see that god-awful 6-stripe rainbow. I said 6 stripes because God's rainbow has 7.
Yep.
God's rainbow that naturally occurs in nature has 7 stripes. The stripe that the LGBTQ agenda and movement takes out is indigo. Indigo represents God. So they want the symbols of God, but they don't want God.
It's disgusting, man.
And look at the mentality of Satan. Satan wanted to be God. He wanted to be higher than God, but he didn't want to serve God. And so they rob us of our symbols. They put books like this in the school system. Let me keep reading here. It says, this is Ruthie's brother, Xavier. Xavier is a cisgender boy. Well, cisgender.
Lot of extra steps to say boy.
Really, you know, he's just a dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's a swinging dude. You know, just leave it there, okay? Yeah. But they said that this was child-friendly words.
I don't know any kid that knows the word cisgender.
Right. We have transgender. Now cisgender. It says that means when Xavier was born, everyone thought he was a boy, and as he grew older, it turned out everyone was right. He is a boy. Boy is Xavier's gender identity. And then It says, there are so many different ways to be a boy or a girl, too many to fit in a book. But not everyone feels like either a boy or a girl.
Too many to fit in the book, but we're gonna do our best.
We're gonna do our best, right? It says non-binary is a helpful word that can describe a kid who doesn't feel exactly like a boy or a girl. Non-binary.
That's helpful.
Transgender, cisgender, and now non-binary.
These are helpful things for kids that are 4 to 8.
I know it's very, very, very supportive. It's going to help them thrive in a global economy, and they're going to be the best, good stewards of gender identity that they could possibly be. Right? Yeah. You know, this is Ruthie's friend Alex. Alex is both a boy and a girl. And
this book, It Feels Good to Be Yourself, is in Murfreesboro City Schools.
It's about 35 to 40 minutes away from here in one of the schools in Murfreesboro City Schools. So I'll tell you exactly what school it's in.
Tell me.
Because in Bradley Academy. Parents, if your child attends Bradley Academy, run. Get out. Matter of fact, leave today because they're teaching your young 4 to 8-year-old about being transgender.
What advice would you give to parents who are looking for those red flags and those warning signs when they're walking through their school?
Number one, stop by the guidance counselor's office. See what's going on in there. That will tell you a lot. Many of the programs are pushed through that division. Okay. Stop by the library, go take a look at the bookshelves. There's a curated list of books that I can send out to you for you to gain more understanding on what books are in the school district and things of that nature. And there's ways that you can research that. But I would start with those two particular areas. Go by the guidance counselor office and take a look at the library. Also, take a look at their clubs. You even have LGBTQ clubs now at school. You have
satanic clubs in school.
Clubs, yeah. Exactly. You have that as well. And so across the board, we're seeing that there's something nefarious going on. It was reported to me that in Murfreesboro City Schools, they're teaching kids, about 30 pages from the Quran, on Islam. But they won't teach you about Christianity.
Which is, the Bible's just the most read book in human history.
It is. Best-selling book of all time. The most stolen book of all time, too. Right? And so it's just unique. We're seeing this across the board, that there is a perversion of truth. And so I would start with those three areas as it relates to finding out what's going on.
Pastor John, I appreciate your time, man. As always, thank you so much.
God bless you.
Hey, God bless you and the work you do. It's 10:20.